They thought your silence meant surrender. They mistook your isolation as defeat. But I, the Lord your God, have been working in the stillness. While the world turned its back on you, I turned my face toward you. While they closed their doors and dismissed your name, I was inscribing your future in heaven's book, a future no man can erase. They counted you out, beloved, but I was counting the days to your divine return. The moment they thought was your end was only the beginning of something so holy, so unstoppable, that even your enemies will say, "Surely the hand of God is on this one." Every setback they celebrated was a setup I allowed for the breaking of limits. Limits they placed, but I never accepted. Like Joseph, you were thrown into a pit, sold out by the very ones you trusted. They stripped your coat, your covering, your reputation, but they could never touch the calling I placed inside you. I saw you when they slandered you. I heard their whispers behind closed doors. But I was with you in every silent tear, every quiet prayer, every moment you thought no one cared. I cared. I was shaping you in secret so I could display my glory through you in public. Like Job, you lost what you never thought could be taken. Family, health, peace, hope. It was torn away, piece by piece. But even as the wind howled and the foundations shook, your spirit remained tethered to me. And because you didn't curse me in the trial, I am restoring you double. Not just what you lost, but what you didn't even know you could gain. For I am a God of recompense, a God of justice. Every sleepless night has a harvest. Every betrayal has a blessing. And every loss will be outweighed by the glory I'm about to reveal. You see, man-made limits do not apply to my anointed. I don't consult human timelines to perform my miracles. I don't need approval from institutions or permission from your critics. I break chains, not bow to them. They buried you with ridicule and rejection, thinking it was the end. But they forgot that seeds only grow after they've been buried. And you, my chosen, were not being buried in defeat. You were being planted in purpose. I allowed the delay not to destroy you, but to deepen your roots. What I'm building in you requires foundation, and what's coming will demand that you be unshakable, immovable, and fully prepared. While others were racing ahead, I had you in a quiet place. While they posted their triumphs and declared their progress, you waited, not in vain, but in consecration. For the oil I've poured on you cannot be rushed. The anointing you carry has been forged through fire. You've walked through valleys most would have died in. You've endured storms most would have drowned under. And yet you still stand. Not because you were strong, but because I held you. I carried you when you couldn't walk. I spoke life when the world only spoke death. And now, the same voice that called light out of darkness is calling your destiny forward. They thought they could define you by your past, your mistakes, your stumbles, your broken moments. But I am the Alpha and the Omega, the author and finisher of your story. And I do not write tragedies for my chosen, I write testimonies. Your comeback is not a coincidence. It's not luck. It's prophetic. It was written into your timeline before the foundations of the world. I hid you because you were not ready, not because you were forgotten. I refined you so that when I revealed you, nothing and no one could shake your assignment. They said you were done. I say you're just beginning. Every no you received wasn't a rejection. It was my redirection. Every closed door was a divine reroute. Because I won't allow you to settle for what's good when I've ordained what's best. I watched them pass you over. I watched them dismiss your gifts, your potential, your purpose. And I allowed it, not to break your heart, but to protect it. They couldn't see your worth because they weren't called to elevate you. I reserve that privilege for myself. For promotion doesn't come from the east or the west. It comes from me. And now, the elevation begins. You are crossing lines they swore you never would. You're entering rooms they thought were above you. You're walking in power they said you'd never possess. because this comeback is my doing. And when I open a door, no man can shut it. When I lift someone up, no slander, no betrayal, no weapon can bring them down. I am placing you in positions to redeem what was lost, to restore what was stolen, and to reign where you once were rejected. This is not just your comeback. It is my glory being made visible in your life. And when they see you rising, when they see the transformation, they will have no choice but to acknowledge that something divine has happened. I have prepared a table before you in the presence of those who mocked you. I anointed your head with oil while they laughed, and now your cup overflows. This is vindication. This is restoration. This is my justice being served in full measure. I have heard your cries. I have seen your pain. And now I declare, enough. It's time for the breaking of limits. The chains that held you are now shattered, not by your own might, but by my spirit. You didn't have to fight every battle because I fought for you. You didn't need to respond to every accusation because I was building a case on your behalf. The courtroom of heaven ruled in your favor long before man ever saw the evidence. I have declared you not just free, but favored, not just restored, but risen. And this rising will not be subtle. It will not be quiet. It will not be hidden. Because what I'm doing in you is meant to be seen, to be a living testimony of what happens when my hand is on a life that the world tried to bury. I am placing you where no one expected you to go. Even you doubted it at times. Even you questioned whether the promises were real, whether the visions you saw were anything more than passing hope. But I do not give false hope. I don't whisper dreams that I won't fulfill. You thought I was silent, but I was speaking through the delays. You thought I was distant, but I was closer than your next breath. In the ashes of what was, I've planted a fire of what will be. And it's that fire, that holy flame, that is now catching wind, and it will not be contained. You were never meant to fit in. You were never designed for mediocrity. That's why the rejection felt so sharp. Because I was cutting ties that would have watered down your destiny. You kept asking why they left, why they turned, why they didn't believe, and I kept removing them because they couldn't walk where you're going. I'm not building a life based on popularity. I'm building a vessel for power, the kind of power that breaks generational chains, the kind of anointing that shifts atmospheres, the kind of glory that makes darkness tremble. You carry it now, because I entrusted you with the pain to produce it. This comeback is not a repeat of old seasons. It is the unveiling of something completely new. The version of you that's emerging is not who you were with a fresh coat of paint. No, this is resurrection. This is divine reinvention. I didn't just protect your name, I refined your nature. You think you're just getting back what you lost, but I've added something extra. Something heaven-breathed. You will speak, and walls will fall. You will pray, and chains will break. You will walk, and territories will shift, because I'm walking with you. And wherever I am, nothing remains the same. The mocking voices, I hear them, but they will soon be silenced, not by your defense, but by my demonstration. I don't argue with skeptics. I show up with evidence. And what I'm about to do in your life will be the loudest proof they can't deny. They'll see the doors I open. They'll see the favor I pour. They'll witness the tables I set for you in the places where you were once laughed at. You will eat in peace while they watch in awe. Not because you won, but because I declared you victorious before the battle began. You are not rising to prove them wrong. You are rising to prove me faithful. Your comeback is not a personal triumph, but a holy announcement that I still choose the overlooked, I still raise the rejected, and I still use the broken to build what's beautiful. This is not about status. It's about surrender. And because you surrendered when it hurt, when it cost you, when no one else believed, I am pouring out what no man can take away. So keep walking, child. Keep believing. Keep praising me in the hallway before the door swings open, because the very next step you take might be the one that leads into fulfillment, into promise, into answered prayer. I am not finished. In fact, I've only just begun. And what I'm about to do, in you, through you, around you, will leave them stunned. But more than that, it will leave you vindicated. For you are mine, and your comeback is heaven's victory story.